Our next candidate, like so many of our Progressive Labour Party candidates, does not need much of an introduction. Why? Because we've been there for you, we've worked in the community for you, and we believe we set ourselves apart from other candidates from other parties. There is no doubt that our candidates have a track record of community service and very deep community involvement, and Scott Simmons is no exception. Scott is currently the press attaché for the Premier of Bermuda. Scott's education was through the Bermuda College, University of Toronto, and he actually, when he came back from university, worked at the Bermuda Police Service with me in his earlier days. Scott also has a background working at the Bank of Bermuda before he came back into government and back into the hospitality industry, where he worked for the Princess Hotels Group, where he attained the position of assistant manager, director of security, and assistant night manager. Scott's involvement more recently has been as press secretary to the Premier's office, and he's also been senior advisor in media relations, and he's also been asked to serve on a number of government boards. And Scott has worked on the Board of Tourism, the Board of Works and Engineering, the Board of Immigration, and the West End Development Corporation. And also with his current duties with the Cabinet Office, Scott is a director of the board of the Bermuda Land Development Corporation and is quite active on their business development committee. Scott brings to the table a communications background, an extensive period of community work, and a lot of experience both in banking and the hospitality industry. And with no further ado, I'd like to introduce your next Member of Parliament for constituency number 31, Scott Simmons.
Thank you, Jonathan. To Madam Premier, to Jermaine and ministers, members of Parliament, to candidates who are present tonight, I walked up to the door in my constituency, and before I got to the top stairs, the door flung open. The gentleman said, "Stop right there. I want nothing. I heard you downstairs talking to the guy, and I don't want to hear a word that you have to say." Behind him was his wife. I said, "Oh, good evening." "Don't speak to her. Please, don't speak to her. I call the election." I said, "Thank you very much, sir." I said, "I appreciate the fact that you have allowed me the seconds that you had over your doorstep, but I just want to let you know that I hope you are as expressive when I become your Member of Parliament, and I assure you that I will be at your doorstep the minute that once the election has been called, so that I can listen to all those things that you have." He looked at me and just pointed to his gate. So I left. I walked straight down to his gate, and just as I was going, because the gate is probably by Marketplace, that's how much property he had, and as I got to it, there was his box. So I started to put the Progressive Labour Party's platform. A voice boomed out from it, "Get that thing out of my box!" 2 days later, I was in Marketplace. I was just picking up a few items, and the gentleman came round the corner. And he said, "You're not going to win, are you?" I told him, "Yes, I'm going to win." And he said, "What's your name again?" Ladies and gentlemen, this election is about each and every one of you. Look at the person next to you and say, "This election is about you." We have a magnificent track record. Let's not start to hide. Let's not start to cower. Let's make sure on these doorsteps, everywhere that we go, you carry one of these. Memorize it. Because it's not expected that each and every one of us is going to know exactly all of the accomplishments that our government has done. But we must recognize that there has been work, that there has been an effort made on behalf of Bermuda for the last 14 years. And why is that? The reason why that is because the community asked at that time in 1998, but let's go a little bit further. In the 50s and the 60s, the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party began as a group for what? To bring relief because the people asked for it. We started the party, they jumped on board. Nothing wrong with that because I believe that as much help as we can get, let's take it. But from that moment on, we have been fighting for the betterment of Bermuda. And along the way, even before we were government, we have accomplished much. Why have we accomplished? Because it's us. There was never an I. There was never, well, you know, what I did was wonderful. It was all of us. Tonight, I wanted to touch on tourism. I've got a bit of experience in that. I wanted to talk on our social responsibility, and I wanted to talk on Minister Bean's area, which was the environment and into energy. But tonight, I think it is even more important to mention a few of those things, but to also signify to all of us tonight that while each and every one of us have come out here to talk about all of our accomplishments, we must realize that there is a public out there who needs to know it too. Be proud. Wear the green proud. Because this record is a record of progress. This record is a record of success. Live it. And if you live it, they will see it in you. When I first joined the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party and got involved in Walter Raban, bamboozled me into becoming the PRO and gave me all this responsibility. And then I got on the radio, and then my phone rang off the hook, and I realized what I got myself into. And then it became quite clear to me that with every single phone call, with every bit of accomplishments that we did, it resonated. It had an effect. We have changed Bermuda. The Bermuda that was is no more. And I can assure you, after this election, the Bermuda we know today is not going to be the same, because we recognize that we must continue the fight. We must continue to change Bermuda because it's important. This is not something that is a small matter. Yes, it involves every single constituency. Mr. Todd is right. From the lights in constituencies to the issues of the day. In my constituency, it is right outside my gate. Every single time it rains, it floods. Right in front of SAL. There are individuals who get wet, it needs a bus stop, and the minister and the ministry is dealing with it. It was highlighted that the dock down there, the public wharf down there at the end of Evans Bay needed to be done. It was on the doorstep. It's being addressed. But we as a Bermuda Progressive Labor Party recognize that these things do not happen overnight. You can get discouraged, you can get upset, but at the end of the day, together we will get the things done. These are the things that we put our heads together and got done. Be proud of it. So tonight, I'm more than prepared to answer any questions on any of the issues of the day, on anything pertaining to, and if the minister is here, or with energy and the rest, and I'll be happy to talk on hospitality and on the rest of it. But we have a record to be proud of. You need to be proud of your 10-year tourism plan. You need to be proud of that the matters of labor are being addressed. We are training our young people. We are preparing them for a country that is moving in 2012 and 2013. We are making sure that every single young person in this country recognizes the significance of education by, first of all, making sure that it's a first-class education through our Cambridge program, and also making sure that they are choosing the right careers as they move into the senior school, into career pathways. We are also making sure that each and every one of our seniors is looked after, taken care of, because they've served from the top to the bottom. But we cannot and will not overlook those who feel as if the tax burden, who feel as though the things that are affecting them, they are being addressed for each of them. Take this, come with us, canvass with us, talk to it, because it's just not, canvassing is not just for the candidates. It's for each and every one of you. Canvass everyone. Let them know the mission. Tell them to stand strong. Tell them to stand strong, and make sure they understand that this is being done for them. It's for them. And don't ever forget that come on election night, when that smile breaks out, that this election and the minutes and the hours and the days and the years following, we together roll up our sleeves and work for the people we love, because they are us. Thank you.